Hey guys, today we're listing the best games that will be released for the Nintendo Switch 2. Without wasting time, we'll start the list with Demon Slayer: The Hinokami Chronicles 2, a highly anticipated action and fighting game based on the popular anime and manga series Demon Slayer: Kimetsu no Yaiba, created by Koyoharu Gotouge. Developed by CyberConnect and co-developed by Arc System Works, published by Aniplex in Japan and Sega globally, the game is the direct sequel to the Hinokami Chronicles released in 2021. The game introduces new gameplay mechanics, such as the Supreme Duos, which allow certain pairs of characters to combine their powers to perform devastating attacks. The game also includes new equipment and challenges, both online and offline.
The flashiest spot in Japan that's teeming with lust and desire. A hotbed for demons, the entertainment district.
The whole district reeks of this thick, unsettling scent.
This is terrible. A young girl is crying. But where? I better check if she's okay.
You there. What do you think you're doing in my room?
Make way! Cause I'm coming through! Now I'm really feeling that demon's presence! Get ready to die, bastard!
How would you like it if someone barged into your home and messed with your food?
Stop wriggling for a second, will ya? I'll shred you to pieces!
You're pretty good!
Well, this is turning out to be harder than I thought.
We've killed off anyone who's ever crossed us. Anyone who's ever slighted us. We're going to slash through your gullet. Just like we did to all who came before you. This is nothing. I still got a lot of fight in me!
Quit messing around and see the hell do!
My musical score technique will take us to victory! Give it all you got! Kanbiro Kamado!
Keep fighting! Don't stop until he's beheaded! I've been training for this moment.
Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition is confirmed as one of the launch titles for the Nintendo Switch 2, with a release date set for June 5, 2025, coinciding with the console's global launch. Developed by CD Projekt Red, this open-world action RPG is set in the futuristic and dystopian Night City, where players take on the role of V, a customizable mercenary with cybernetic implants in search of survival and notoriety. This will be the first time the game will be available on a Nintendo platform, bringing a complete experience that includes the base game and the Phantom Liberty expansion. The game has been adapted to take advantage of the features of Nintendo's new console. This includes support for the Joy-Con 2 with motion controls, such as in combat, gyroscopic aiming for greater accuracy, touchscreen navigation for menus and inventories, and even the possibility of using the controls as a mouse. The Nintendo Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom will be available on the console's launch day, June 5, 2025. These versions are called Nintendo Switch 2 editions and will be offered in both physical and digital formats. If you already own the games on the original Switch, you can purchase upgrade packs to access the improvements on the Switch 2. Additionally, Nintendo Switch Online Plus Expansion Pack subscribers will have access to these upgrades at no additional cost, as long as they already own the games. Both games will have improved resolution, support for up to 4K when played on TV with the console docked, and higher and more stable frame rates. On the original Switch, Tears of the Kingdom, for example, was limited to 30 FPS, but on the Switch 2, a smoother performance is expected, possibly reaching 60 FPS or even 120 FPS in some situations, depending on the hardware's capabilities. Donkey Kong Bananza is a new 3D game in the Donkey Kong franchise, which will be released exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 on July 17, 2025. The game marks the franchise's return to the 3D genre, with the last 3D title being Donkey Kong 64, released in 1999 for the Nintendo 64. Donkey Kong Bananza features a new look for the character Donkey Kong, which was revealed in the game's announcement. The visual change had already been suggested in previews of Mario Kart World, another game confirmed for the Switch 2. The game also features new mechanics that combine traditional platforming elements with freedom of movement, allowing the player to explore the environments more openly. The gameplay will be a mix of platforming and exploration with open-world elements. The player will be able to explore the environments, collect items, defeat enemies, and solve puzzles. The game will also feature innovative mechanics, such as the ability to rip pieces of the environment to swing and throw. Mario Kart World is the new game in the Mario Kart franchise that will be released exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2. The game promises an innovative experience with an open world, allowing players to freely explore diverse environments such as lush meadows, bustling cities, vast seas, towering volcanoes, and much more. Unlike previous games in the series, Mario Kart World offers an open world to explore with different interconnected environments. This means that players can race freely, without restrictions of predefined tracks. The introduction of an open world in Mario Kart World is a significant change for the series, with the potential to revolutionize the racing experience. The possibility of exploring freely, discovering new paths, and interacting with the environment promises to offer a more immersive and fun experience.
A brand new entry in the Mario Kart series is launching exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Welcome to this vast world. Kart races are held throughout various regions that span the globe. Depending on the time of day and weather conditions, the atmosphere will change. And in this Mario Kart game, you can go off the racetrack and drive virtually everywhere in this world. In the classic Grand Prix, race through 4 courses in a bid for first place. But don't sleep at the wheel. You'll also drive to the next course as part of the competition. With 24 drivers in each race, the most in series history, the competition is gearing up. Introducing Knockout Tour. Race non-stop from one corner of the world to another. There are multiple checkpoints along the way. If you're below the placement shown when you hit a checkpoint, you'll be eliminated. Can you make it all the way to the finish line? You can also freely drive around this vast world in free roam. By going off-road, you can explore new areas and routes. So drive wherever your heart takes you. You can also go for scenic drives with friends, and even take photos together at different locations. A brand new race across the entire world starts here. Mario Kart World!
Project 007 is a new James Bond game in development by IO Interactive, the same company behind the Hitman series. The game is still in its early stages of development, but it is already known that it will be a spy game with an original story, using the IO Interactive Glacier graphics engine. Project 007 will not be based on any existing James Bond film or book. Instead, it will present a completely original story, focused on the character's origin, where players will take on the role of Bond as he works to earn his status as a 00 agent. This marks the first time that a Bond origin story will be explored in a video game. The studio has expressed ambitions to make Project 007 the beginning of a trilogy, creating a lasting universe for players parallel to the franchise's films. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Plus Star-Crossed World, is an enhanced version of the original title, released in 2022 for the Nintendo Switch. This new edition is being developed exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2, with a release date set for August 28, 2025. The game retains the colorful and accessible spirit of the franchise, but adds elements that take advantage of the more powerful hardware of the Nintendo Switch 2. An iconic mechanic from the original game, where Kirby swallows large objects from the real world, such as cars and vending machines, to gain powerful transformations. The new edition introduces new mouthful modes, not yet detailed, but promised as part of the Star-Crossed World expansion. The game features more detailed textures, improved lighting, and higher resolution, potentially up to 4K when connected to the dock, according to speculation about the Switch 2. Hollow Knight: Silksong is one of the most anticipated games of recent years, being the sequel to the acclaimed Hollow Knight. released in 2017 by the Australian developer Team Cherry. Announced on February 14, 2019, the game started as a planned expansion for the original title, but its scope grew so much that it turned into a full-fledged sequel. Silksong maintains the Metroidvania genre that made its predecessor a success, combining non-linear exploration, 2D platforming, and challenging combat. Hornet is more agile than the knight from the original game, using a needle as her primary weapon, which allows for acrobatic movements and fast attacks. She can also heal instantly, a different mechanic from the soul focus system of the first game. Players will be able to unlock new abilities, weapons, traps, and mechanisms throughout the adventure, offering customization options and strategies to face enemies. Super Mario Party Jambore, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition Plus Jambore TV, an enhanced version of the already released Super Mario Party Jambore, available for the Nintendo Switch since October 17, 2024. This new edition is scheduled to arrive on the Nintendo Switch 2 on July 24, 2025, bringing additional content and taking advantage of the exclusive features of the new console. The game is an expansion of the original 2024 title, developed by Nintendo Cube, formerly known as ND Cube, and published by Nintendo. It retains the core of the game released for the Nintendo Switch, which is already considered one of the largest and most complete in the Mario Party series, but adds new modes, mini-games, and exclusive features that take advantage of the advanced hardware of the Nintendo Switch 2. The core of the Mario Party series remains intact. Up to 4 players, or more in specific modes, compete on a virtual board, rolling dice to advance, collecting coins and stars, and facing mini-games after each turn.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. Maybe someday you'll have it your way. Maybe someday it'll all work out. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope, definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope.
Pokemon Legends ZA is an anticipated game in the Pokemon franchise, announced by the Pokemon Company and developed by Game Freak. It will be released in late 2025 for the Nintendo Switch, and will also have an enhanced edition for the Nintendo Switch 2. The game takes place entirely in Lumiose City, located in the Kalos region, which was introduced in Pokemon X and Y. Inspired by Paris, France, Lumiose is a circular metropolis with boulevards, gardens, and the iconic Prism Tower in the center, a reference to the Eiffel Tower. The central narrative involves the player exploring Lumiose City and participating in the ZA Royale, a nightly tournament that takes place in battle zones, areas delimited by holographic technology. The goal is to climb from rank Z to rank A through Pokemon battles, with the promise that reaching rank A can grant a wish to the winning trainer. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is a first-person action-adventure game developed by Retro Studios and published by Nintendo. It continues the acclaimed Metroid Prime series, which began in 2002 on the GameCube, and marks the return of bounty hunter Samus Aran on a new galactic mission. The game is scheduled to be released in 2025, exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, with an enhanced version confirmed for the Nintendo Switch 2. The plot takes place after the events of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, with the destruction of Phazon. Samus Aran is mysteriously transported to the planet Vuros, a wild world covered in lush forests and ruins of an extinct civilization called Lamorne. Despite being initially developed for the Nintendo Switch, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond impresses with detailed visuals, immersive environments, and an electronic soundtrack that maintains the classic atmosphere of the franchise.
Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward. She's not alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike. As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers. Psychic abilities. These powers allow Samus to operate mechanisms and to open doors. They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams with the power of her mind. But why were these powers bestowed upon Samus? And what will be her fate after being summoned to Vuros? The threads intertwining beyond space and time are beginning to weave a new tale.
To finalize the video, I bring The Duskbloods, a new game in development by From Software, a renowned Japanese studio known for titles like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Ring. Announced during the Nintendo Direct on April 2, 2025, the game will be exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 with a release date set for 2026. Directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki, the creator behind the studio's biggest hits, The Duskbloods promises to bring From Software's signature, challenging combat and a dark setting, but with an innovative approach focused on PvP/PvE, player versus environment multiplayer. While full narrative details are still scarce, The Duskbloods seems to revolve around a theme of blood and vampirism, with a strong gothic influence reminiscent of Bloodborne. Well, that was the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and see you next time.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon-to-depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Tears will flow for one, and one alone.